Alright, so when the season began, I was talking to my buddy Stu, and I was like, yo, these two guys are very intriguing. You got very similar players, but also very different at the same time. To my brother, we're not different, we just have differences. Anyhow, so you got De'Aaron Fox, who's more of the facilitating point guard that can score. I'll get back to that later. And then you got Malik Monk, who's a freak athlete, high flyer. Really, really does remind me of J.R. Smith, both the good and the bad. So basically, we had a conversation. I chose De'Aaron, and he chose Malik Monk. And now, when we're 4 games left in the season, these guys are both one and done. I believe that my theory is, my opinion is. I basically feel like my opinion is right, Stu. So anyway, I'm just talking about, put yourself in like the GM or scout shoes, right? So you got the 6th, maybe the 7th pick in the draft. I don't really see any of those guys slipping below that. I haven't really done research onto European prospects and stuff. I think there's a guy from France who's supposed to be like a top 2 or 3 pick. But anyway, who's going to be the better long-term pick for your franchise? So I chose Monk, and I chose Fox, and I think I went over. Another thing I like about De'Aaron Fox is that not only could he facilitate, he could also score. He's really a scoring point guard who could facilitate, is what I really should have said. But a big thing with him is he could also play off the ball. A lot of times, Isaiah Briscoe runs the point for a little bit just to get De'Aaron some rest, give him a blow, and also, let him do his thing and get some more ball movement in, because De'Aaron's such a great player. He could, bringing up the ball, he could really dictate, take a shot every time down the court. He could really create his own shot very well. So he could play off the ball as well. Perhaps in the NBA, more minimal minutes, but effective ones, and I think it makes him a more dynamic basketball player. So Malik Monk, I'm no way bashing Malik Monk. I think he's awesome, but come on, man, like, you really break down and evaluate this stuff, he kind of reminds you of J.R. Smith. Not quite as athletic. He's right there, but not quite. But he's got Knucklehead written all over him, man. Like, you know what it is that he's sort of a tough shot maker, and he plays very erratic. I think at one point this season, he went like 4 games with no rebounds, or like 2 rebounds in 4 games, which left guys on like the whole Around the Horn and PTI crew, Kornheiser and Wilbon and Reale. Like, how's a guy with that much, athleticism do so little in so much time? So pretty much what I wrote in the article, what really takes the cake about JR is his knucklehead moments. It seems like every bright moment JR had, especially as a Knick, where he was more involved in the offense. More of a featured role is what I'm trying to say. Every bright moment he had, he would mar it with just, some questionable ones. Like, what in God's name are you freaking doing, JR? And perfect example of that is during the Knicks 213 playoff run. We're in the Eastern semis against the Indiana Pacers, and pretty much supposed to beat that team. But if y'all remember, Roy Hibbert decided to play like a god-darn monster and basically bitched Tyson Chandler all around the court, which basically led to Tyson Chandler's departure, which I didn't even care about because I was like, yo, man, you just got bitched out by Roy Hibbert. Anyway, not trying to be too hard on anyone. But that being said, J.R. Smith, in like the middle of the playoffs, decided to go out with Rihanna. Like, that night ain't ending at 2 a.m., brother. You're not on some 3 or 4 a.m. shit with Rihanna. You're just not. This is not the way it goes down. So, I guess he was trying to get, he thought she was trying to get the pipe. She wasn't. I mean, that was obvious to us. So, I guess moving forward, man, I guess I showed some highlights of De'Aaron Fox that I basically think is a signature freshman moment. I was sitting with my brother watching the game. I'm like, yo, man, that is my boy. That I don't necessarily think he's the best player in the draft. I just, I'm a fan of his. Kind of like that boy Steph Curry anyway. Well, you guys don't know me, so pretty much I kind of touted Steph Curry the man before he actually was the man. To be honest, I didn't think he would be a 2-time MVP, but I'll take credit for it. But, pretty much I put the highlight of De'Aaron, crossing over, and going boom, throwing it down on the net. You see, and that's pretty much what I'm saying. So, am I a UK fan? Not really, But this year's squad, I kind of have a affinity to to watch them play because like ESPN just pretty much made themselves the official basketball network of Kentucky basketball. So I watched like 8 of their games, and I guess we will see what happens next on the adventures of Monk and Fox. I should trademark that bitch.